A while back I did a video about building the cheapest skateboard possible. Now this video is supposed to be more informative and showing you how to build a cheap skateboard if you're working with a budget. However, while I was editing that video, I couldn't help but think about what was the most expensive board someone could build. So that's what we're doing here today. We're gonna figure out what is the most expensive skateboard I can build. But before we start building, I wanted to set a few ground rules about this process. First, this is for pure entertainment. I probably wouldn't recommend a lot of these products because it would probably be a bit of an overkill and aren't really necessary. Second, to make this more fair, I'm eliminating shipping prices because obviously I could next day ship everything and that would make it like 40 times more expensive. Finally, I'm using only real skate shops for this experiment, no rare eBay finds or Facebook Marketplace skateboards. I want this to be something that someone could actually go out and really buy. Again, I don't really recommend doing that, but it's possible. And again, this video is just for pure fun. I actually started building an overpriced board just out of boredom one day, and I realized, you know, this would actually make for a pretty interesting video. So with all that said and done, let's build ourselves an overpriced skateboard. So obviously we're gonna need grip tape, a deck, trucks, wheels, bearings, hardware. I think that's everything. So I'm not exactly sure on the best way to do this. I mean, I could like Google expensive skateboard parts, but that doesn't seem as fun. So I'm gonna pull up these 4 different skateboard shops and we're gonna just go through them and try to find the most expensive piece of each part of a skateboard. So let's start with the main part, that big old honking piece of wood we all know and love, the skateboard deck. So since we're looking for the deck first, I'm pulling up Tactics first, and we're just kind of looking at the decks here. I'm not going for any particular size or anything, I'm just trying to find the most expensive one, but it has to be a skateboard, I'm not buying like a longboard or anything. So after we sort by the highest price possible on tactics.com for the deck, we get this almost Rodney Mullen skateboard. It is an 8.375 inch skateboard. It is $100, that's nothing else beside the deck. They have 5 left in stock, so order soon. This is one of Almost's uber light skateboards, which is one of their models that they have where it essentially is a very light skateboard but also lasts a very long time. So that makes sense on why it's more of like an expensive board. But let's see if we can find anything a little bit more pricier. So now let's hop over to Zoomies. In my personal opinion, sometimes Zoomies is already overpriced. So let's see what their most expensive skateboard deck is. The first 3 pages were all just snowboards, so I had to get to the 3rd page before I even found anything. And the most expensive board here is a Santa Cruz deck for $78.95. So still the Almost board is winning right now, so next. Here on CCS, let's see what their most expensive deck that they sell is. Okay, so this is interesting. They actually have the same Almost board that Tactics is selling, but theirs is actually $110, so it's actually $10 more expensive to buy the same exact board from CCS than I would from Tactics. So now this takes the crown, even though it's technically the same skateboard. But before we jump forward, I wanted to show you something I found funny when I was just adding this to my cart. So on Tactics site, the Almost board, it just says uber light decks are the lightest decks on the market, blah 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 blah. It goes into the details of that. On CCS, all it says is, let's be honest, Rodney can do whatever the F he wants at this point. I just thought that was funny that Tactics is being like all professional about it. Yeah, we know it's an expensive board, but CCS is over here is like, yeah, it's pricey, but who cares? So again, that Almost board from CCS, the one for $109.95, is gonna be the most expensive skateboard that I can find. So since we just found the deck, let's try to find some expensive grip tape to go on top of that deck. Their most expensive grip tape is this from Polar Skate Company, and it is the Doodle Face Graphics skateboard grip tape. The cool thing is there is no image, so I literally have no idea what I'd be buying if I just threw this in my cart. But let's see if we can do a quick Google search and see what it actually looks like. Okay, from a quick Google search, we see it looks pretty much like a standard grip tape. There's just this face in the middle of it. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty simple. I don't know if I would pay $16 for it, but okay, so right now $16 is the most expensive grip tape, at least on Tactics. Let's hop over to Zoomies. So on Zoomies, the most expensive grip tape is this Pyramid Country This Place Sucks grip tape for the exact same price as the one on Tactics, but it is a different design, and it's the earth, and then it says this place sucks. And that I feel like is more worth 16 bucks than the other one. Let's see if we can find anything more expensive on CCS. Okay, so the most expensive grip tape on CCS, actually I was not expecting it to be this expensive. I was thinking like $20 max. But the most expensive grip tape is this DGK and Bruce Lee grip tape for $69.95 for one sheet of grip tape. At least I think it's one sheet. It doesn't say it's more than one sheet or like multiple sheets. That's insane. I guess if you're a huge Bruce Lee fan and also a huge fan of DGK, you may want this, but that's pricey as flip. So obviously this one takes the cake, that blows the other two out of the water, so we'll add that one to our cart. Honestly, I'm blown away that I was not expecting to see a $70 grip tape. That's wild. So together for the Bruce Lee grip tape on the almost uber light skateboard, we're looking at $179.90. We haven't even built like most of the skateboard yet. I'm just blown away. There are skateboard decks that cost less than that Bruce Lee grip tape. That's wild to me. But let's move on to the next piece, trucks. So here's the thing about skateboard trucks. They're gonna last you a super long time. This is one of those instances where I might recommend spending a little bit more on your skateboard trucks. I don't know if what we're about to find is gonna be that price range, but it's not a bad idea to buy a little bit more expensive skateboard trucks. So let's see what Tactics has to offer us here. So the most expensive trucks that Tactics offers is the Tensor Maglite skateboard trucks for $64.95. If you bought these and put them on that uber light board, you'd be just floating in the air. Just like the skateboard deck, these are built to be a little bit lighter, so it makes ollies and flips just a lot smoother. I can't even imagine, maybe in a future video, I'll buy both of those and we'll see if I fly to space or not. Okay, so we're sitting at $64.95. Let's see what Zoomies has to offer us. So the most expensive trucks that Zoomies sells is the independent polished silver and black titanium 129 skateboard truck for $40.95, which obviously is less, but they actually sell them individually just as one truck, so you would have to buy two, so you're looking at $80. So $80 is our new high. So the most expensive trucks on CCS's website are actually also the Tensor Maglites, except for these are the Daewon Song Edition. Those are coming in at $67.95 for two, so still not as expensive as the Zoomies ones for $40 per truck. So that means Zoomies takes the prize with the most expensive trucks coming in at $81.90 for two trucks. As of right now, that brings our total for a complete, which doesn't even have wheels yet, up to $261.80. Alright, so now let's get this board rolling. We're gonna need some wheels. And once again, we're back at Tactics. Let's see what their most expensive wheel is. Coming in at, well, those are longboard wheels, so that doesn't count. So let's find a different one. So the most expensive skateboard wheels actually on Tactics website is the Road Crew Wide Bomber Shape Meta Formula skateboard wheels for $39.95. Still not as expensive as that one sheet of grip tape. Over at Zoomies, we're looking at the most expensive wheel being the Spitfire Formula 52mm wheels coming in at $42.95. So those barely beat out the ones on Tactics website. But as we know, CCS has been killing it, so let's see what their wheel price is. So on CCS.com, the most expensive wheel that I can find is these Bones ones for $38.95, which means Zoomies takes another win. Honestly though, I was expecting to find more expensive wheels. I feel like I've paid almost 40 bucks for some good Spitfire wheels before, so that one isn't as surprising as some of the other things on this list so far. In the past, I've seen bearings can get pretty pricey, so this one I'm actually pretty excited about because I'm just kind of curious what's out there. So let's check it out. Tactics is up first as usual, and our highest price bearings are these Bones bearings for $151.95. If you want these, you better order them soon because I got two left. So the reason that these bearings are very expensive is because they have basically an insanely high ABEC rating, which essentially just means they're gonna last a long time and they're gonna spin forever. So I mean, they are gonna last you a while, but unless you're planning on, you know, trying to speed off a ramp and go to the moon, then these might actually come in handy. But we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to ride around a park. Okay, so we're at Zoomies. Let's check out their most expensive bearings. Come on, Zoomies, step it up. They only have bearings that are $100. So let's hop over to CCS. All right, so we're on ccs.com. Let's see what their most expensive bearings are. Ooh, they have the same ones that Tactics has, the Bone Swiss, for $163.95. So again, just like the board, CCS is selling the same exact item, but it's just more expensive. So that's gonna be our winner with the Bone Swiss bearings for $163.95. Mamma mia. Okay, so we're on the final piece, the last thing we need to hold everything together. Let's try to find some expensive hardware that we can use for this expensive board. So on Tactics, the most expensive hardware I can find is these Pig Bolt Allen skateboard hardware for $5.95. Let's see if the size changes anything. No. So $5.95 for these bolts and screws, which honestly are pretty cool that they're like these holographic ones. I would maybe buy those. There's one thing I'd actually recommend. Those are pretty cool. On Zoomies, the most expensive hardware is this Rush Blue skateboard hardware, coming in at exactly the same price as the Tactics one at $5.59. Honestly, I think the Tactics one is a little bit cooler, so we'd go with that one. But CCS still has a chance to shine. I knew CCS would not let me down. Their most expensive hardware is also from the brand Pig, but we're looking at $29.95. That is wild. It's just hardware. It's not like it's gonna, how? The description doesn't even sell it for me. It just says classic Pig hardware to keep your board in top shape. Yeah, so do most hardware. You'll be fine with any hardware, really. So after we add the hardware to our cart, our grand total is $498.65 before we even ship this board to us. That is insanely expensive for a skateboard. That is one thick skateboard, certified thick skateboard award right here. Now obviously I'm not gonna buy the skateboard because I don't personally have an extra $500 to throw at a new skateboard. But I'll go on record and say that if this channel ever reaches like 50,000 subscribers, I will buy an expensive skateboard like this. May not be with the same parts, but we'll see if that ever happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was kind of fun to kind of see what kind of skateboard we can build just for like normal skaters like you and me. $500 is an insane price tag for a skateboard. And if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and also hit subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Also, I am selling the Dino Nuggets grip tape and some Keep Shredding the Gnar stickers available in my shop. And we also have some Keep Shredding the Gnar t-shirts now available if you want to check those out if you're interested. Thanks again for watching, and as always, have fun, good luck, and keep shredding the Gnar.